24 hours of Le Mans. Just saying it gives a sports car racing enthusiast chills. And if you're a driver, I can't imagine. It must be daunting and thrilling. The course is 8.4 miles long. That's just one lap, and speeds can hit up over 200 miles per hour. It's the Grand Prix of endurance, how many miles you can go in 24 hours. The current record was set in 2010 at 3,360 miles. Basically, that'll get you from Los Angeles somewhere in between Indiana and Ohio in 24 hours. It's the Le Mans test weekend. It's 2 weeks before the race, and it's mandatory for any driver who has never driven here before, or if a driver hasn't driven here in the last 3 years. The city of Le Mans is about 2 hours west of Paris by train. It dates back to the Romans. IndyCar driver Sébastien Bourdais was born in Le Mans, and at one time Gilles Villeneuve lived here. Henry II of England was born here in 1133. That's the Henry II as portrayed by Peter O'Toole in the movie Lion in Winter with Katharine Hepburn. Le Mans has been here a long time. The Dunlap Bridge at Le Mans, the most famous bit of advertising in motorsports. It was built in 1932, about 9 years after the race got started. The race began as a test of production car reliability, and from the mid-20s to the beginning of the war, you saw Bentley and the famous Bentley boys, Alfa Romeo, Bugatti, and then after the war came Jaguar, Aston Martin, Ferrari, Mercedes-Benz. And then in the 60s, the Fords and the Ford GTs, things began to transition from production-based to specially-based, purposely built race cars, like the Porsche 917, the 956, and the 962. Today, we have Audis and Toyotas. Coming to Le Mans takes some planning, and a good place to start is the Le Mans website. There's a lot of practical information and can be very helpful. One thing you want to do is buy a general admission ticket to get into the track, but be sure that you get a ticket for the grandstand. And get one with a good cover on it and a back, because it can be windy and it can rain.
Sortie de piste au niveau du virage du terre-tour rouge, une LMP1, mais nous voudrions juste un tout petit zoom écran pour... C'est la critique que vous avez dit, vous avez dit, sur les pas.
Well, perhaps nothing has added more to the myth of this race than Steve McQueen's 1972 movie, Le Mans. It's a dramatic story on how the film was made. As a matter of fact, there's a whole book dedicated into how the film was done. More interesting, though, is the plot line. Steve McQueen's character, Michael Delaney, is asked to fill in for a driver in the final moments of the race. Well, curiously, in 1970, after 12 hours of Sebring, where McQueen and Peter Revson were racing a Porsche, the Ferrari team manager, in the last few moments, pulls his driver and replaces him with Mario Andretti. Andretti drives the last 30 minutes dramatically and wins the race. Now, of course, if McQueen had done that in his movie, people would have said it was just too Hollywood. We're up by Tertre Rouge, looking through the fences like everybody else, as the cars go down the famous Mulsanne Straight. In Group C days, it was about 3.5 miles long, and they could do about close to 250 miles an hour. Then in 1990, they put in 2 chicanes to try to slow things down. They're named after their sponsors, PlayStation and Michelin. And of course, the Bentley Mulsanne is named after this stretch of famous French road. Let's go in, let's see what it's all about.
À la sortie de Mulsanne.
Next year, the rules will be changing. There's one thing that you can count on, that the tradition of this race will continue to be the latest in sports car racing technology at the 24 hours